Oh. Hey guys, what is up? My name is Keela and welcome back to my channel. So for today, we are going to do a book haul plus a little short unboxing of my Beacon book box. I'm gonna start with that first because I already opened it. My sister wanted to see what was inside when I got it, so let's go ahead and get started. So the June theme for this month was breaking the cycle. So the first item we have in the box is a pop socket, and I believe this is Flame in the Mist inspired. Yeah, Flame in the Mist inspired by, it's designed by Little Berries. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Okay, so the next item we have is the monthly collectible ornament. This is inspired by Scythe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I do have the books. You can see them right here. I haven't read them yet, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think I'm gonna use this. So I might just give it away to somebody. Okay, so the next item we have is a Percy Jackson inspired tea towel, and it says, if my life is going to mean anything, I have to live it myself. So I don't know like what you do with these. Like, do you just hang them up, or like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. All right, the last item aside from the book that we have in the box is a mug, and this is a Court of Thorns and Roses inspired mug. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. I'm just gonna set that there. I did just give A Court of Mist and Fury a second shot because I just could not get past the first 6 chapters no matter how hard I tried. And I'm so glad I did because I am literally obsessed with the book now. Probably one of my favorite books. I finished it and I automatically wanted to reread it. The last item we have is the book, and it comes to this little 4th of July book sleeve. The book that we have is Season of the Storm by Ellie Azimano. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So I already have this book. Really what this book is about is you have your 4 seasons, which are all kind of represented by this one person. So in this book you have winter, which is represented by Jack, and you have spring, which is Fleur. I'm gonna say Fleur. I might be wrong, but spring is represented by Fleur, and in order for it to turn spring, Fleur has to kill Jack. So, of course, they end up falling in love with each other. So, how are they going to kill each other? So, this book kind of follows all the craziness that goes on. I have yet to read it, but I am excited to read it. I've been wanting this book for the longest. It comes with this little author note, which is pretty cool. And I thought it was signed, but oh yeah, it is signed right there. That is everything that comes in the Beacon book box for this month. So let's go ahead and get into the book haul. So the first book I have is The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. This is about a girl that can like time travel. It says that this is time traveler's wife meets Friday Night Lights. So I've never seen Friday Night Lights, but I guess she can like time travel, and she gets this message from this like apprentice that she calls her grandmother, which I don't know why, but she calls her grandmother, and the lady tells her, okay, you got 3 months to save him. So I don't know if she knows who this guy is or if he's just a stranger or what, but she goes like on this journey to try to save this guy. She has 3 months. So I honestly don't remember why I picked this up. There was a specific reason, and the more I'm looking at the book, the more I'm remembering I think it was the cover. So I really just got this book because of the cover, but it does seem pretty cool. Like time travel, I'm all for it. I love time travel, so there's that. The next one I have is This Is How It Always Is by Lori Frankel. This story is about a 5-year-old boy named Claude, and when he grows up, he says he wants to be a girl. So he is kind of telling his parents, or his parents, I believe they're his parents. It says just Rosie and Penn, so I'm gonna assume those are his parents. They're seeing and sensing that this kid wants to be a girl when he gets older, and they're all cool with it. They're like, yeah, that's fine. You can be a girl. You know, we're cool with it. We're just not cool with everybody knowing. So they kind of keep it in the family until one day the secret like explodes, and this kid's secret's out, and it deals with, and it kind of follows this family on rebuilding themselves after this secret drops and how Claude is dealing with this whole thing. And the fact that he's 5 years old, I don't think we get many stories about kids dealing with, you know, their sexuality and their interest in how they go about situations like this. So I'm very excited to read this. I feel like this is a story that I'll absolutely love. So yeah, really excited about this one. The next one I have, I'm pretty sure if you see my last video, you know that I am so excited to have this book, and that is Cursed, and that is written by Thomas Wheeler and illustrated by Frank Miller. This is a King Arthur retelling, and it's about a girl named Namue. I believe that's how you pronounce her name, Namue, and her family gets slaughtered by these red paladins. So in her mother's last dying breath, I believe, she gives her the Excalibur, and she tells her, hey, I need you to bring this to Merlin. In the story, it says like a sorcerer, but I mean, I feel like I can assume it's Merlin. So she's on this, you know, super crazy journey to go bring this sword to Merlin, and on the way, she runs into Arthur, which I don't know if it's like King Arthur or just like a kid Arthur. I guess we'll figure it out, but she runs into him and she gets his help along the way. So that's all I really know about it. It is set to be turned into a Netflix show, so I'm hoping to get to read this before the show comes. I am going to read this before the show comes out because that's just what I prefer. This is how the book looks just by itself. And then you have the inside, and like I said earlier, it's illustrated. It has some illustrations in it. So here's one of the illustrations, and you just have these like all throughout the book. Oh, so yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. I'm happy, so excited that I got that one. Moving right along, we have There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. So kind of what I got from the synopsis is that there were these 7 prophets, and they would end wars and bring peace, you know, to the people, whatever. And then one day they disappeared. So before they disappear, they leave this last secret prophecy saying that a new prophet will be born, but they don't know if this next prophet will bring destruction or salvation. So you have these 5 lives that are set on this like collision course, it says, to try to figure out, okay, who's this next prophet? Is it one of them, or it could be all of them? And will they save the world or bring on total destruction? So I love stories like that with like prophets and future telling and stuff like that. There's a map, and we all know I love maps. If you didn't know, now you know. But yeah, excited to read this one. All right, moving right along, we have Things in Jars by Just Kid. Now, I don't know really too much about this. I just know it's kind of like a Victorian London mystery, kind of little bit of fantasy story about this detective and this wealthy guy. I guess his daughter goes missing, so this detective is trying to find this girl who I guess ends up having like these special powers. So she's like going through like this criminal filled town, and it seems really interesting. The next one we have is Pride, and this is, I'm going to butcher this, written by E.B. Zaboy. This is a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and it has all characters of color, which I'm here for. This is what the inside looks like. I just had to show you guys. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this. I've seen it in like book hauls, but I haven't seen any like reviews of it. So I'm kind of excited to read this one and see how I would like it. Next one I have is This Might Hurt a Little by Doogie Horner. Don't know what this is about. From what I kind of got, it's the anniversary of this kid's, what's his name? Kirby. It's the anniversary of the worst day of Kirby's life. And I guess to kind of counteract his feelings of this day, him and his friends go start playing pranks, and one of the pranks, I guess, go bad, or the consequences follow him to school the next day. So that's all I really know. The only thing that made me get this book was that it was rated decent on Goodreads. That's why I got this one. Okay. So this next book I actually got in my owl crate for this month, and that is Where Dreams Descend. And I know nothing about this except the fact that It's like circus themed, and there's a competition, and people compare it to Night Circus and The Greatest Showman, which both I loved. So that's all I really know. I'm starting to get more into like circus themed books, and I'm loving it. So I'm sure I will love this one. Plus the cover is absolutely amazing. I got Illuminae. I never read Illuminae. Don't come for me. But I'm pretty sure this is about like these two main characters and their world, or the world gets like invaded. So they jump on this escape ship, and on the escape ship, crazy stuff starts happening. It says like there's a plague and all this other crazy stuff. It's told in like, you know, like text, not text, but like message type deal. Yeah, kind of excited I got this one. The next one I have is Truly Devious, and that is, Illuminae, in case you didn't know, is written by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. But Truly Devious is written by Maureen Johnson. This is a story about this man named Ellingham. He has this academy, and his daughter and wife go missing or get kidnapped. And the only clue that he has is like a riddle, a weird riddle, and like a signature that says Truly Devious. So years later, this girl, Stevie, comes to this academy, and she is dead set on solving this mystery. So it follows Stevie on her first year at this academy trying to solve this cold case. It's a murder mystery, which I'm glad I got. I need to get more into like mystery type books. So kind of glad I got this one. Plus it's rated really good, or it's reviewed really good across BookTube. I know a lot of people that love this book, so really glad I picked this one up. Okay, so this next book, I really don't know why I got this, because everybody hates this book. The book I'm talking about is The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. I have not met one person that likes this book. Not one person. And I'm excited to see why nobody likes this book. It's a story of everybody who's not the chosen one. But more specifically, it's a story about this kid, Mikey, and he just, you know, wants to finish high school, wants to ask this girl to prom. You know, he just wants to live a normal life. So I think at the beginning of every chapter, it like gives us like a short paragraph of what the chosen one is up to, and then the rest of the chapter kind of follows after, you know, that. So I don't know, I feel like this story is kind of poking fun at the chosen one trope, but I feel like its intent is to be like a light, funny read. I feel like that's its intentions, but I don't know, we'll see. I know a lot of people compare it to A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and I think that's kind of where everybody goes wrong, is you can't really compare this to A Monster Calls. But I mean, I don't know, I haven't read this one. I mean, A Monster Calls is amazing, but I don't. I guess we'll see. I'll let you guys know how I feel about this book. We have Last Things by Jacqueline West. This is kind of like a, oh, you sold your soul to the devil type book. So this kid, I think his name's Thomas. No, it's Anders. Thomas wasn't even close. So this kid Anders is like a crazy good musician. You know, he has this awesome girlfriend, you know, all this other stuff. And then one day, or over time, all this bad stuff starts happening. Like his cat goes missing, his girlfriend goes missing, and as well as his good musical abilities goes missing. So everywhere he turns, this girl, I think her name's Thea. Yeah, this girl Thea ends up like popping up everywhere. So he starts putting blame on her, like it's her fault that all this bad stuff's happening to him. So I'm guessing she's seeking out his help for something, and I don't know what that is, but they gotta learn to trust each other. And it kind of feels like there's gonna be like a little romance in here, because why wouldn't there be? But yeah, that's kind of what it seems like. I think what really kind of sold me on getting this book was it's blurred by Victoria Schwab. If she says this is a good book, I feel like I'm gonna give it a chance. The next one that I have is Reaper at the Gates, and this is the third book in the Ember in the Ashes series. I haven't read Ember in the Ashes. I haven't even gotten the second book. Like, I don't own the second book in the series, but I decided to get the third book because that's the logic that I have. But the first 3 chapters I did read of Ember in the Ashes were incredible, and those 3 chapters alone, when I saw this book, made me want to get this book. And I eventually will get the second book, and I have to finish Ember in the Ashes. But I'm glad I picked this one up because it was pretty cheap, and it has like the nice cover. I'm hoping to get the second book in the new cover. I guess we'll see. But yeah, this is the third book in the Emerald and Ashes. Probably not going to read it anytime soon until I finish the first and second book. But I am still glad I got it because I got it for a really cheap price. Last but not least, I saved this book because I have no idea what it's about. I can't even tell you what I think it's about, and that is We Hunt the Flame. The only thing I can tell you from the synopsis is that there's a girl and this guy, and they're going to go find this ancient artifact. That's the only thing I can tell you about this. The cover is kind of giving me like Aladdin vibes, which I know has nothing to do with like anything near Aladdin, I don't think. I don't know because I don't know anything about this, but I heard a lot of great things about this book. Everybody just says how good it is, how they love it. I'm really glad I got this one. If I'm basing this off of everybody else's reviews, it seems like it would be a really, really, really good book. And I think, I don't know if this is like a standalone or if it's gonna be a duology. I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea what this book is about. But I am excited to read it. Alright guys, so that is the end of my book haul. If you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to. I will leave all the links to these books down below, as well as my socials if you want to follow me there. Comment down below what type of videos you guys like to see. I know I'm just getting my channel started up, but if you guys have any recommendations on videos you want me to record, just go ahead and let me know. With that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.